Hello everyone, today I'm gonna make a stretch turret game. Okay, so see here, this time this game won't exactly need to use arrow keys. Oh wait, did I just say not need to use arrow keys? I mean, no, you don't. You have to use arrow keys in this one, and this is a two-player turret game. So today, let's see what we can make of it. So I'm just gonna go to costume parts and then just delete this sprite and then totally delete this one. So like in this part I'm gonna actually take this sprite, well not a sprite, just this is square. So in this square I'm gonna choose the color to be around this color. Choose it like gray if you want to. You can actually take whatever color you like. So in this for this sprite I'm gonna choose a shade of gray, and then I'm gonna like make a small square over here. It doesn't need to be an immediate square, it can be any shape you want. Okay, boom. So this time we need to like copy this sprite, right, and then paste. Okay, now this time we need to take the backward part. Well, actually it's already at the back, so that's why. Alright, so in this sprite we are gonna like make it smaller over here and then place it just right over here. Then again copy that sprite and then move it there. Now we also want this one to move double backward. Choose double backward. Now we don't know whether these two parts are equal. So what we can do is see that little plus in the middle. Put the black line on the put the turret part on that plus. Take this part off and then place it right over here. Now, as you can see, the two parts are quite unequal. So what we can do is by just using our mental calculations, we can move it over slight over here. Boom! There we go. Well, not really a boom. And bam! There we go. We've got a turret. Now there might be a few unsatisfactions, and my one is that the turret barrels are far too short. And I think it'll do better to have only one turret barrel. So this time we're gonna make, so like if you're gonna make a one turret barrel, you can make this one quite longer and slightly thicker. Though of course see the one on the corner, you can use that one too, but in this case let's not. Now in some videos it might be recorded that the turret barrel is not supposed to be made, but in this case we don't exactly need to follow that. In this case you can just put the turret you can just put the turret barrel over there. Now you might want to put a few designs, but in this video being a tutorial, it can be put, or I'll just make it normal. Good. So we've got our turret number 1 ready. Well, not quite in my view. Boom. So now that we've got our turret barrel ready, let's try making the enemy turret duplicate. So now in this turret we want it to flip horizontal, so that it'll be facing its assailant. So what we are gonna do is we are gonna press that flip horizontal button, which I already have done. All right. Now over here we might want to make some decisions. Some might choose red, but in this case I'll make it just a darker shade of gray. Over here, select color from a part. Well, like you can choose the color and select this one, and then oops, there was the arrow key. How did that get there? Okay, back over here we can press that. There, boom, we got a darker turret. Now over here we might want to see some codes and stuff over here, but in this video we're gonna prepare all the sprites, and in the next video we're gonna prepare all the codes and everything. So let's just consider this one part 1. Okay, we've got our turrets ready. But then, being this a sort of land defense game, we need others. Okay, so you might think that how can I be able to make so many other enemies with just only one sprite? Well, in this tutorial, you'll learn exactly how to benefit from that. Okay, so from this sprite, let's select the color like this. Oops, not like that. Select this color. Go back to this sprite, and then make a square. This time quite smaller. So in this square, we are gonna try putting an extra square over this. However, on this square, we might actually want to make this one quite dark. We might actually want to make this one quite darker, being a thread. So let's make this a black square. Though make it slightly more gray so that we can be able to see in the outline. Of course, there might be a benefit with the outline. So select the color from this sprite again, and then this time prepare a sprite. Zoom in a little. Hey, hold on. So in this sprite, we might want to zoom in a little. That's just only a mistake of mine. Delete. Hey, wait. We want to delete this sprite and this one. And then for realsies, we might want to. Hey, wait. We might want to zoom in slightly. Hold on. Okay. So in this sprite, we will zoom in, and then finally make a small rectangle in the middle. Again, put this one in the middle. And now you can see that this square needs also a little more adjusting. So make sure that these two lines are aligned and stuff. Blah blah blah. There, we done it. We got one bit of the tank, but there's one problem. We wanted to face the enemy, so that's why we're gonna turn it this way. Boom. So now I quite changed my decision about the turret's color. So this time we're gonna choose this turret's color to be a slight shade of blue. Make this one slightly darker. Oh, and you can also move it a little here. Boom. Hey, oh, how did I lose that? Alright. Move the color slightly over here, make it darker. Bam. Well, a little slightly darker. So now we've got a blue colored turret. And of course, we might also want to use this. So, video. So now we can put it next to the turret. Just drag it. Okay, so in this video, I'm currently doing this on a tablet, and you have to do this on a computer. So what we are gonna do? So now we would want to put the turret. As I already said, for the making the turret itself, some might intend to put the turret as a different sprite, but in this case, we might want to make some different occasions. This being on a different occasion, this time we're gonna try making it shoot straight. It might sound a little weird, but trust me, it might be fine. It can be fine. So in this sprite, if we wanted to make it back, we can make it backward. There, boom. We got your turret. We got your tank sprite. Now about the names, we can name this one Player 1 tank. And this guy, Player 1 turret. And this one, Player 2 turret. Player 2 turret. So as I was saying about the colors, we'll turn this one into a similarly quite a dark shade of red. Oops, not the eraser. In a similarly dark shade of red. And then we'll duplicate this sprite and then have it turn the other way and then change its color. There, we've got two enemies facing each other. Now we also might want to take. Now this might not exactly be all. We might need some more sprites. Oh, and yeah, the backdrop. So in this backdrop, we are gonna give it a shade of green. Got it? A shade of green that's little dark. That's a little dark. Now remember, this entire video are just examples. You can copy. You can make a little tinkering with it. That's my cue. Give it so like in this one you can give it a slight tinge of green. Hey, wait, huh? That's strange. Well, this time in this video I'm gonna give it a mix of. I'm gonna give it a yellow, an orange background. Alright, an orange background. Okay. So now, I might also make another tank video where we will be using other attack modes. So move this tank over here. Actually, that'll make more sense. Then put these tanks over here. There. So now we got player 1 tank, player 2 tank, player this tank, and that tank. Oops, these are supposed to be turrets. Yeah, I got it right, turrets. So we are gonna call this one not player 1 tank 2, but player 2 tank. Okay, so now in this part of the game, we are gonna this time now we might want to make the play button. Okay, now I don't exactly know what to do for the features of the play button inside computer, even though I myself had to take a tutorial for this tank game. However, I suggest you also watch other videos to make some tinkering with this button. In the meantime, let's just focus on this. Okay, so now if you want to make some sort of brightness and stuffies like that effect, we can make this button like, we can use a brightness effect to make that button like that. So now I'm going to select a white color for this part. And then call it, and then for this one I'll actually take a emoji part. So like in this part we are going to take play. So now you can see a range of different kind of play buttons, but none doesn't seem to be the wiser. Oh, and I just got a good idea. Instead of using this, we can delete this one and use that play button I just now installed and make it bigger. You can make it a little smaller. And pixelating, if you want to pixelate it, convert it to bitmap. If you want to undo that you ever turned it into, well, no, it does better on bitmap. So over here, this time, now we've got our play button. Our play button is a play button. So now we might want to take. Now this play button, you don't. In this video, we are not gonna. You can put also in this video a pause button, but we are not gonna use a pause button in this video. Nope, sure. So. Actually, do you know that you actually can also do it too? Tanks? Ah, never mind. Forget that. You can put as many tanks as you like. So now we got a play button, our turrets, our 2 tanks, and 2 turrets. But the interesting is, why not planes? Yes, I suggest planes also would do. However, I do not exactly know how to draw planes. So in this video, we are not gonna make planes. So now we've got now we actually need another backdrop. So in this backdrop, we're gonna this time call it, change your font to pixel, and then write over here land defense game. You can also put decorations if you want. So like over here, put the, okay, so this time I'm gonna put a teensy bit of coding here. Put the set the X to 0 and the Y to, oops, not the direction, I meant the Y to 0. Scroll here, there. Now we can see that this land defense game part is now in an unsatisfying place. So what we can do is we can select it and move it upward. Okay, so hide this tank sprite. Now we can see that this land defense game part is slightly a little. It doesn't have to be exactly above. You see. So now we can show back this guy, and then we've got a few sprites back. But now there's the problem with the backdrop. So in this one, I'm gonna this time select the land I drew itself and then make another backdrop. This time I'll paste it. However, for more interest, we don't need this. Instead, we can copy this again, make it, but this time make its fill this time. But now we can make its fill a slight tinge of green. Slightly bluish. And bam! See, you can now see that the land defense game is there, and then you got two background. So for now, we are gonna like hide these sprites. And then we can zoom in. Now we're not gonna test this game. Now we are not gonna exactly test this until we get the codes. But now you can see that the sprites and everything is not good. So now we've done a video, and I'll see you again for part 2, where we might also want to test out on our parts. Now, as a note, you can also do some tinkering with this video. So in the next video, we're gonna using arrow keys. The arrow keys, you know those keys. You can also use letters. Okay. Now, one hint on the next video: arrow keys will be also used. The sideway keys. Now you know that the beginning letters of the keyboard is Q and W. So what we are going to, so in that video we are going to like set the player tutor to turn around in the coordinates of the Q and W key. The rest of it, stay tuned.